Hey guys, today we will look at the letter S together. So that's going to be in our Janelian on page 84. So go ahead and get your book out and I will do the same. So page 84 has the letter S, and that's what we're going to be learning today. Write that down. The letter S. And the letter S is definitely one of those cursive letters that does not look like the print version or the manuscript version. Begin cursive S with an uphill stroke. That means we're going up from red to blue, that blue dotted line. Trace and write the letter below. So we, of course, are going to trace first, nice and slowly, to help our hand get familiar. We're going to go uphill. Here's the only tricky thing about your S. You're going to go from the dotted line all the way back to about where we started, way over here. So before we give the S a little tail, it has this shape. Then we'll retrace what we just did and give it that tail. And we know that's because we're going to probably have to connect to other letters. All our letters connect for cursive. So we need to come back out with that tail so we're ready to go for the next connecting letter. Uphill, back to where we started, back out. Back to where we started, back out. And in their example, it doesn't go quite all the way back to where you started. But for right now, if that dot helps you to practice, do it that way because we still have a good S shape. And make sure that you're not coming around. Our S should have a point at the top. It almost looks like a little sail, a triangle shape on top. Point, down, back. Uphill goes from red to blue. That's where our point comes from. Back to where we started, trace it to go back out. Remember, you can pause and replay whenever you need to for this video. Up, back to where I started, back out. So the most important part about the bottom of this S is that we retrace what we just did. I want to make sure that I'm not looping back around, that I'm coming further down. We want to keep that shape. And Wednesday, I mentioned my camera has been a little funny. So if your computer screen is jumping around kind of right now, that's not your computer, it's my camera. I am waiting for someone to help me fix it. So unfortunately, we just have to deal with it for today. But maybe by next week, we'll have a new one, or they'll have fixed this one. All right, we've got sandy, sunny, sea and sand, shells on castles. A tongue twister. Sandy, uphill, back around, tail. So because it's at the beginning of the word, it's going to go exactly how we just practiced. D, up, straight down, over hill, loop. There's that S shape we just practiced. Up and over A, 1, 2, N, straight up and down D, loop around Y. The next word is sunny. So our S is at the beginning again. So that's our same shape, straight up. Retrace our steps, make that tail so that we can make our U. 1, 2, 1, 2, up and over Y. Red to dotted. Connect to where we started. Make that tail so that we can connect our U. N, up and over Y. Make sure that you have that overhill stroke on your Y so that it doesn't get smooshed in with your N's. C and sand. S, E, A. A, 1, 2, N. Straight up, straight down, D. S, A. 1, 2, N. Straight up, straight down, D. Let's try that on our own. We have C. 1, 2, and 1, 2, straight up, straight down, sand. Awesome, last one, shells on castles. So I've got an S at the beginning, which we've practiced several times now, but I've also got an S on the end and an S in the middle. So remember, that might mean it connects in a different way because it's going to be coming to and sometimes going to the next letter. On your H, make sure that loop stays above the dotted line, just like it should for the L's. Up, back to my starting point, tail. And that S on the end, make sure it has a tail because we don't need to connect to any other letters right away. O, N. And remember our N, this is funny. This counts as one of our loops. So here's my N with 2 loops. C, A, S, T, L stays above the dotted, E, and here's my last S, dotted, back to where I started, tail. Let's try it on our own. S, H, E, L, L, S. If this doesn't look the way you want it to, erase it and try it again. We want nice and neat letters. That's the point of practicing. O, this counts as 1, 2. Now the N's and M's are always a little bit funny for me. C, A, S, dotted, back. Our tail takes us into the T, straight up, straight down. We'll go back for the line at the end. Shells on shells on castles. I keep wanting to say sea castles, but it's just castles. Make sure to submit your page 84 when you are done. As I mentioned on Wednesday, Monday, we will be looking at the letter R, which is also a little funky because it looks different than the manuscript R, but we will practice that next week. Have an awesome day, guys.